Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar, AML for Law Firms, MLROs, Beyond the Basics. In terms of housekeeping, this is a 1-hour webinar, and accompanying the webinar today is some materials for you. There is a handout which I've produced, which you can take away and utilize the content within. I will make references to it during the webinar at various points, but please don't worry if you don't have it in front of you whilst you're listening. You can always look at it at another time. So who am I? My name is Bex, and I was the General Counsel, the Compliance Officer for Legal Practice, Money Laundering Reporting Officer, Money Laundering Compliance Officer, and Data Protection Officer as well at a firm called Howard Kennedy for around 10 years. I left there in 2024 and set up my own practice from June 24. So let's go through what we're going to cover in today's session. So the first thing we're going to do is to talk about how to get buy-in and understanding of your practice-wide risk assessment. We'll then talk about, are your people undertaking client and matter risk assessments? How best you can utilize technology in your onboarding processes? Should you have different onboarding processes for different types of work? What you can learn from the latest SRA's AML publications, and I've got quite a bit of information on that for you, which is useful and for you to take back into your firms. Should you be file reviewing for compliance, and how might that be done? The latest amendments to legislation and what is coming up. And then we'll just delve very quickly into what is a high-risk country and how do you determine that, how do you decide? And then we will look at how to review a scenario from a POCA consideration, from a Proceeds of Crime Act consideration or concern. And then leading in from that, we'll have a quick look at cannabis, Chinese money in breach of the local rules, and proliferation finance. We'll talk about what the problem is with those things. And then I thought it'd be useful for me to share with you the common things that I see when I conduct AML audits. In my new practice, AML audits is something, independent AML audits is something that I do on a regular basis, and I see very common things come up. So I thought it would be useful for me to share that with you. And then what is coming up in sort of the field of money laundering.